Welcome to Terra's Treasures. This is my first rock hunt video and I'm excited to share it with you and also a little embarrassed because you see, I seem to have this filming quirk where I open virtually every clip with the words, okay, so. This was filmed when I had no idea what I was doing, so I have gotten better about this as I've done more filming, but come along and have a laugh with me at my silly intro and we'll keep a count together. If you want to hear all of them, I've compiled every last one at the end as my blooper reel. But part of what I've loved so far about the process of filming for this channel is all the things I've learned. I swear I get better as time goes on, but for now, okay, so.
Okay, so this one isn't all that impressive, but it is the find of the day so far. It is either opal or chalcedony, I'm not sure. Actually, I think it's technically agate because it has banding. You can kind of see that banding there. And this is probably one I would just throw in the tumbler to try and get some of the matrix and crust off and see if we get some more features in it. So yeah, I'll throw that in the pocket for now. Okay, this one I'm really excited about. It doesn't look like much. In fact, you might not even be seeing it, although I did try to center it in the frame. But we're gonna go ahead and pick it up because I think it's actually a pretty sweet little nodule. Oops, sorry, my litter picker is getting in the way there. Oh yeah, that's a really sweet nodule. Here, let me scoot the litter picker out of the way. It's actually, I think it's, whoops, dropped it. I think it's actually kind of covered with some algae and such, but that one's going to be a pretty sweet one. So pretty fresh out of matrix. That's kind of what we find up here. They're just little kind of bubble agates, little nodules. This one's kind of big. I would say this is a medium-sized one for up here. It may end up being my find of the day. I haven't had terribly great luck so far. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, this next one might be something good, or it might be a mussel shell. So you see those little white things right there? Those are mussel shells, and they're very abundant here. And I cannot tell, although I am pretty darn sure this is a little Chalcedony nodule or agate nodule. So, do you see it? There? Yep. Little nodule. There we go. And again, these don't look terribly impressive. They are agates or chalcedony nodules, and the sun is not shining right now. It's very overcast. And then the other thing that I've done with these to make them look a little bit more interesting is to just run them through a tumbler cycle with, usually I just run them dry actually, and that kind of knocks off a little bit of that outer covering and just makes them a little more interesting. Okay, so my luck is picking up a little bit. So there's that last one that you saw me collect. This is another little nodule, little bubble nodule, that I found right afterwards. And then this probably doesn't look like much because it's really, really filthy, but I think there's some pretty sweet druzy crystals in there. I don't know how close I can get. Yeah. It needs to be cleaned, obviously, but I think that one's going to be pretty cool. And then this one, actually not sure what this one looks like. It looks like it might just be a piece of, might just be like opal or quartz, but there might be crystals there, so I'm gonna keep that. And then I also found this, and it really doesn't look like much, but this is a smasher rock. So I like to take these back to my cabin, and when I have the time or when I feel like I need some stress relief, I take a hammer to these, and they have all kinds of little teeny tiny, what I call tiny perfects, which are the little chalcedony nodules in the rock. And so it's fun to kind of break the rock apart and rescue the little nodules. And hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the water. So this one is so kind of filthy and gross. I'm just going to set it aside and grab it on my way out. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe you can. It's not very big, but it is interesting. A little piece of seam agate, and then there was another one. Gotta find it again. Actually, looks like there might be a couple different things to look at up here. This looks like, I'm not sure what that is. Might just be like a chert. Here's another decent blue I just love the blue color of these. So that was pretty good. And then I also wanted to show, see the mussel shells? They really are distracting sometimes. Okay, this one was way cooler than I thought it was going to be, which is why I didn't film it. And now I'm kind of kicking myself because you can see it's like a pretty sweet little crystal. You see those little crystal faces. It is quite small, but I just love finding these. They're so much fun. Okay, so this is the other thing that I find a fair amount of when I'm here, and that is trash. So I'm going to attempt to collect this. Oops, I'm not getting it within the frame. Oh, and there's some glass. And then there's more over here. So I'm gonna go attempt to get that as well. Okay, well those were just like teeny tiny pieces, but I do have them now. And I'll set those aside, make sure they get into the actual bin, the trash bin. This is one of the accesses to where I'm at right now. Looks like somebody accidentally dropped a bunch of fishing equipment. So I'm gonna pull up what I can of that's actually trash, versus I think those little pink things are just like water beady kind of things. I'm not gonna worry about those, but I do see some other fishing line and some lures and stuff. So I'm gonna collect what I can of that, and I'll make sure it gets in the trash. Okay, this probably doesn't look like much or anything, but I actually see something pretty exciting down here. I don't know, hopefully I'll be able to see it as I get closer, but see the blue? So I'm pretty excited about whatever that is. Haven't been able to dig it up yet, so let's see if I can dig it up. Oh yeah, I think that's a pretty sweet piece. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm very excited about that. Okay, so the hunt hasn't been super fantastic, but of course once I made it to my sweet spot, it got a lot better. So this is just in the last few minutes or so. I kind of grabbed all these pieces. So that's that piece that I showed you earlier. And then this is a pretty fun little piece with some orange tint to it. This, again, doesn't look like much here. But once it dries out, I think it's going to be some pretty sweet druzy. It's basically a little piece of the inside of a geode. So it would have been crystals and air on the inside, and then this is the outer matrix, obviously. Whew, it's hard to do and hold it at the same time. And then this one, that bigger nodule, again, I'll probably just run that through a tumbler, just for a little bit, and get some of that matrixy crust off, and it'll look much more impressive than it does. But so far, that's probably find of the day right there. I really like, it doesn't look blue, but it really is blue, I promise. And I love that blue color. It's almost like holly blue or Ellensburg blue. I'm nowhere near either of those, so it wouldn't be considered that. But it's basically that same thing, that kind of that blue chalcedony. Okay, so I'm in the sweet spot now, which means I'm getting all kinds of stuff. So I'll show you those in a second. I'm going to rinse them off and lay them out and take some video of them. But do you see what I see? We're going to uncover that, which I'm very excited about. I do not have enough hands. I've got like a million things going on here at once. Okay, move this. Oh, that's a big chunk. All right. Oh yeah, that's a honker. It's got a lot of matrix, but definitely look at those. Look at that banding. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And then actually there's another one down there. Again, I don't know if I can even, oh, what the heck? What the heck? Might just be a seam. I think it's just a seam. So I might not even keep that one, but I'm gonna rinse it off and see. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite spots to come for that very reason. The two biggest pieces I've ever found here, I found in this spot. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, so here's my finds of the last couple of minutes or so, and I went and washed them off. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to be able to film and wash things off and do all the things all at once, but that's the one that you saw me unearth. And again, it may not look like much because it's totally covered by matrix, not totally, but significantly covered by matrix. And I think, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think this is crystals here. And then there's that agate banding right there. So I'm hoping that runs higher up, although I don't have high hopes for it, super high hopes for it. Although, is that? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's just not clean enough, but I'm definitely keeping that one. This one is kind of nifty. I might keep it. I'm not sure. This one looked pretty cool, but it is, again, just that seam. But pretty neat. And then lots of little small pieces here. This one actually is pretty cool looking. I'm not sure what it is really. I'd like to kind of throw it through a tumbler and get it clean. I think it's common opal mixed in with maybe rhyolite. I could totally be wrong about that. So if somebody else knows, please correct me in the comments. And yeah, this is what I found. I'm still in my sweet spot. There's still lots more to find here, so I'm gonna keep at it. Okay, this is a sweet little spot. There's a little bit of agate right there that's blue. That I'm definitely picking up. That little, oh, I'm seeing a different one now. There's two there. So I'll grab both of those. And then what I actually started filming for was that. Do you see that blue there? I think it's just a seam. So probably not anything to get too terribly excited about. But I'm going to dig it up and find out. Looks like there's something a little bit back there as well. So lots of fun stuff here. Okay, here's my last haul of the day, I think. So I wanted to show you that some of them come out in this orange crust here. But if you look, they are actually agates. That one's really dirty. I'll have to clean it off better. But you can see there's actually some banding even in there. I don't know if I can, how close I can get. Pretty close. It's pretty sweet. And then this one, I don't know if this is, if it's looking that smoky because of the backing, whatever's on the back side here, but I have found, yeah, probably, but I have found actually like a black agate here, so smoky Chalcedony, which was really sweet. And then this one I really like too. It's hard to, I'm gonna have a hard time showing it to you, but it's got some sweet little like pockets and banding. It's just tiny, super fun. This is that one that I pulled out earlier, and it is just a seam. But I think I'm gonna take it home and like maybe try to slice it and see if I can kind of figure out where that seam is happening. And then there's a couple other pieces here. And then here's those bubble agates. So this one is one that has come out of the matrix, and then I found this cute little example right here. So this is one of those bubble agates still in matrix, which I just love. And then this one shows, this is fresh out of matrix. And I'm showing it to you exactly as I found it. But it shows all of the texture of the inner bubble that it filled in. I just love these. I just think they're so fun and interesting. And then I found a pretty sweet little find with like some nice banding. Kind of hard to see. But, and also that beautiful blue color. So that one's pretty cool. And then this one, this is one that I found earlier, and this one here. I'm actually gonna leave that one behind. But this one is kind of nifty because there's, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick it up on the phone camera. Let me try it this way. So it actually has banding in two directions. So there's the up down, the vertical, and then diagonal kind of intersecting it. There we go, kind of see it there. I just thought that was kind of nifty. So yeah, that might be it for me today. I've got to go collect the things that I set aside, and maybe I will try to lay them all out and show them to you as a group. Okay, so here's my final haul. Here's all my littles, including my tiny perfects. You can see them kind of interspersed in there. I still think this little guy is probably find of the day. I know it doesn't look like much, but I think when it's clean, it's going to be pretty sweet. It's going to have a really nifty blue color, I think. And then here's my bigger pieces. So this is that one that I intend to, at some point I'll bust all the little bubble agates out of it. It's really good for stress relief. And then these are just some seams. There's that piece of opal. And then, actually that might be find of the day, to be honest. And then all of the trash that I found. So it's not too much, it's not too bad, but lots of little itty bitty pieces that I picked up and will end up in the garbage in a few minutes here. Thanks for coming along with me.
Look at this sweet little red gem of a beetle. What a hidden treasure.
Okay, so I literally have no idea what this is. I don't know if it's some kind of weird fungus or if it's glass or like a crystal. I really don't know what it is, so we're gonna find out together. Looks like glass, maybe? Oh, no. There's definitely some kind of jelly something. That is bizarre. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's, it kind of looks like an Orbeez. Like those, like water bead things. I don't know if it's, maybe it's like a fishing something having to do with fishing. We are on the lake. Yeah, let me know if you know what that is. I would love to know what it is. It looks like it's quite circular, but then been like bit in half or cut in half. Oh, well, now it's in less than half or more than half. Weird. Okay, so I literally, okay, so this one isn't, okay, this one, okay, this next, okay, so, okay, this, okay, so, okay, so here's my, okay, okay, here's, okay, so here's